Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1984 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays at Exhibition Stadium. On the mound for the Tigers today is Dan Petry, whose record is 0-0 with a 2.03 ERA, and pitching for the Blue Jays today is Matt Williams, whose record is 0-1 with a 6.39 ERA. Okay, so if you're a subscriber to this channel and you follow along with my my Baseball Mogul series, it isn't very often that I have to skip a day and take care of personal business. But yesterday I had one of those days where everything kind of goes wrong for me, and we all have those days. And so I did not do a video yesterday for either of the series that we have going on, and I'll share with you a little bit of what happened yesterday. It was bad, and then it got worse. And I guess I won't go into too much detail because we're here to play baseball, but I bought a new car about 3 months ago. I haven't even made my third payment on it, and I work more from home now than I normally do, and so I decided to put my car on Turo, the car rental, peer-to-peer rental site. And it's like Airbnb, if you don't really know what Turo is, where you just can rent your car for a fee to someone locally to do whatever they need to do. Maybe they have, maybe their car broke down, they got to get their kids to school, they got to get to work. You make your car available for a fee. And so my very first time giving my car to someone else happened on Monday. The guy booked it for Monday morning. I met him at a Walgreens in order to give him the keys, and the guy seemed sketchy as shit. I mean, my gut was telling me everything. Don't give this guy your keys. It didn't seem like it was all on the up and up, but I did anyway because, I try to help people. It's kind of my own personal motto is even, help those who might, be less fortunate than you. And I gave my keys to this guy. He was at 10 a.m. on Monday, and it was due to be returned at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. 10 a.m. on Tuesday, I don't hear from this guy. I'm waiting for the car to be returned. I reported it late at 10:30, and by 11 o'clock, I had contacted Turo, who has been very helpful. I know this is not their fault necessarily. I don't know what their screening process is, but at 11 o'clock, I reported it to Turo, and I find out that the car has been impounded by Border Patrol in a city that is about 120 miles from me in Wilcox, Arizona. And so this morning I have to, after I record this game, I have to call the asset for forfeiture and find out what's going on with my car, how I can get it back, if I can ever get it back at all. I don't know. So that was the bad news that happened to me yesterday. The worst news is when I went to start to do a video for this channel, for the Tigers series that we're doing here, it would not load. There was something wrong with one of the files, and I had to do the autosave function, which took us back to the 11th prior to this series. We're at Game 3 of the Blue Jays series, and I had to replay the first two games over again. 2 games in which we had won. Now we went 1-1 in those series. So that was really frustrating to me, on top of losing my car. I had to replay these games. So I'll show you the box scores, and then we're just going to move on like nothing ever happened. All right. It's incredibly frustrating as this pops up here to have to deal with this. The car situation, but then this was just like a total kick to the nads afterwards. So we ended up losing this game a game in which we won before. I don't even remember what the score was. I mean, the video is out there to be seen, so the video does not represent what actually happened. Rosie took the loss. He did not pitch well. He struck out 4. He didn't walk anybody, which is his MO. The bullpen came in. They did their job. We had 5 extra base hits, and it was not good enough to get the win. And Jim Clancy is now 1-1. And Roger Weaver came in and stuck it to us, getting his first save on the year. Of course, he was our closer last season in '83. Vic Rodriguez hit his second home run, a light-hitting second baseman. Hit a home run there in the first inning. We got down 4-0, and it was pretty much over at that point. So that was game 1 of the series. Here's game 2. Now, the good news is, I guess if you want to try to be sunny about this whole situation, is Jack Morris, who did not pitch well. I remember that in the previous game that we played. Came back and pitched a complete game shutout. He walked 2, he struck out 10, a totally different Jack Morris. George Brett made another freaking error. We did not have any extra base hits. Doug Baker, I used, now to be fair, I went and looked and I used the exact same lineups as we had in those other games. So I didn't want there to be any other outcome generated from having a different player in there. And yet this was although we did win the second game in the first rendition, Jack Morris did not pitch well, and here he is pitching a complete game shutout. So Steve Davis took the loss. He's 1-1. The Blue Jays made 3 errors, including 2 by their third baseman, and the Bull out in left field made an error as well. So I don't know, man. I mean, it happened. What can I do? It makes me feel dirty about continuing this, but what can I, life goes on. So we are going to go ahead and get started with Game 3. As a reminder, we do have the contest going on for the Paul Gibbs. We have 4 contestants now. We have Freddie C., Thomas D., Jason, Vermont Sports Guy, and Shane M. For the Paul Gibson contest. We're going to do the drawing on the 28th. I've decided. So if you want to get in, it's the Paul Gibson crotch grab card with Luis Salazar there in the background grabbing his junk. And if you want to get in on that contest, just be a subscriber and let me know in the comments below that you want to get in. And let me know whether you think I will ever get my car back. Maybe that's what you should say. Let me know what you think about if I'll ever get my vehicle back again. I've only made 2 payments. I haven't even made my 3rd payment on it yet. Ay, ay, ay. What a crazy, crazy situation. After this game is over, I'm going to call and get more information. They're just not open yet. I'm doing this so early in the morning today. We got Dan Petry on the mound. The current Blue Jays are batting .059 against him somehow. I don't know. That doesn't feel right. All the bullpen is available because I guess Morris threw that complete game shutout. Here is our lineup for today versus the right-hander Matt Williams. Oh, damn, I haven't even updated it. Let me just fix this all up a little bit here. All right. Yep. Oh, and because we lost the game, we lost the original version of yesterday's game. My large adult son did not get that home run in in this sim, so that sucks as well. But such is life. What are we going to do? Try to keep I don't know. I don't want to get on here and start talking negatively about the world, but my God, my goodness, can there be one decent person left in the human race? I don't know. I don't know anymore, to be honest, but I'd like to believe it's true. Okay, there's our lineup today. We're going to do the official lineup rundown here. For today's ball game, batting leadoff, playing second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting second, playing shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting third at third base is George Brett. Batting cleanup and DHing is Ken Smith. Batting fifth in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting sixth at first base is Greg Brock. Batting seventh in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting eighth in center field is Chet Lemon. And batting ninth is the catcher, Terry Kennedy. Okay, here's Matt Williams. We've already seen him once in the opening series. How did he do in that game? He went 6 innings, giving up 2 runs, 1 earned, walking 2, striking out 6. He got the no decision. Overall, you'll see he's making his 3rd start, 0-1 with a 6.39 ERA. He's walked 6, he struck out 8 and 12 2/3. Opponents are batting .293 against him. Fastball tops out at 95 miles an hour. It's pretty good. Overall, the fastball is rated a 91. His overall rating is at 85. The 24-year-old righty goes to arbitration in 1985. So, next year. There's the defense for the Blue Jays. Looks like it is the same lineup, except Omar Moreno will get the start in left field today. So they have one defensive difference. And you can see here, they suck on the left side of the infield. They suck in center field and right field. And Terry McGriff behind the plate. Okay, here we go. Sweet Lou leading off against Matt Williams. Ground ball to short from Lou, and HUSON tosses him out. So there's one down as Alan Trammell steps up. 2-2 count, and a ground ball into center field for a base hit. So we have Trammell on first. We're not going to go for 2. We've taken enough risks this week. I'm not feeling very risky anymore. Let's let George Brett grip it and rip it here. Normally I would hit and run, but you know what? We're just going to let him take a swing. Fly ball into left field. There's out number 2. Omar Moreno making the play. So we got Trammell at first, 2 down, and Ken Smith up. Smith batting .263. It doesn't matter. Trammell got picked off first anyway. So there you go. Let's take a look at the Blue Jays lineup rundown for today's ball game. Batting leadoff, playing third base is Denny Gonzalez. Batting second at shortstop is Jeff HUSON. Batting third at second base is Vic Rodriguez. Batting cleanup in center field is Lloyd Moseby. The DH today, batting fifth, is Chris Szabo. Batting sixth at first base is Willie UPSHAW. Batting seventh and catching is Terry McGriff. Batting eighth in left field is Omar Moreno. And batting ninth in right field is Ruben AMARO Jr. Okay, Danny Petry, Peaches, as we affectionately call him, is making his 3rd start. No record. He has a very small ERA, 2.03. He's only struck out 5 in 13 1/3. That's not really what he does. Opponents batting .264 against him. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. It is his best pitch, rated a 90. He's got that slider at an 82. A couple other decent secondary pitches. Overall rated an 89. The 25-year-old righty goes to free agency in 1986. Look at his log. He did get the he got the game 2 start. So he matched up against Matt Williams in that game. He went 6 1/3 innings against Toronto, striking out 4. And we're giving up 6 hits. He got a no decision. Obviously, he got the no decision against Cleveland. Going 7 innings, walking 3. All right, let's take a look at our defense. It's the same as it ever was. We have all the regular guys in there versus a right-handed pitcher, so pretty solid all the way around the infield. We have Denny Gonzalez leading off against Dan Petry. 1-2 count to Denny Gonzalez, and Petry strikes him out. That curveball that just dropped right into the zone. 1 down. That's going to bring up Jeff HUSON. HUSON's got 3 home runs on the year. Rips it into right field for a base hit. So the Blue Jays have a runner on first with Vic Rodriguez up. As I mentioned, Rodriguez had a home run in game 1 of the series. Hits a fly ball to center. 2 down. And Lloyd Moseby at the plate. 2-0 count to Moseby, and he pops it up. on the infield where Trammell makes the catch. We go to the top of the second. Kenny Smith at the plate. We got Smith, Wilson, and Brock due up. Smith gets a ground ball that gets past the shortstop for a single. HUSON could not handle that one. I guess it was just placed right. Well, it didn't look like he hit it very hard. So that'll set up a hit and run here for Glenn Wilson. We're going to take a gamble. Wilson skies it to center. That's an easily catchable ball for MOSEBY. One out for Greg Brock. Brock is crushing it early on. He's batting .370. He's even hitting left-handers, which is shocking. There we go, down the left field line for a double. Smith scores from first, and it's 1-0 Detroit. That is Brock's third double of the year. And the Tigers are on the board, 1-0. So we have a runner on second. That's Greg Brock. Gibby at the plate. He's got a 1-2 count, and Gibby takes strike three looking. So that'll leave it up to Chet Lemon to keep the inning going here. And he strikes out on a high fastball. So we get the run in. It's 1-0. We go to the bottom of the second inning with Chris Szabo leading off. 0-2 count to Szabo, and Petry strikes him out. He's looking good so far. One down, Willie UPSHAW at the plate. UPSHAW off to a hot start. He's batting .429 with 2 home runs. That's a guy you need to get up further in the lineup. Maybe your cleanup hitter even. He flies out to center for out number 2. 2 down. Here is Terry McGriff, the catcher for the Blue Jays. He dumps it into left field. Gibby coming over making the catch. So a nice 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the third. Terry Kennedy leading off. Kennedy on a 3-1 count. It looked like ball 4. Takes a cut anyway. Pulls it into right center field. Caught by the right fielder, AMARO Jr. And we're back to the top of the lineup with Lou. Lou's having a rough go of it. I like him in the number 1 spot. But he has not produced so far. He scored over 100 runs last year from the leadoff position, so I have a feeling he's going to come around eventually. And a 1-2-3 inning as Trammell grounds out to short. Moving on to the bottom of the third. Here's Omar MORENO leading off. You might remember that we traded for MORENO in the 1980 season, our very first sim year, and we got him to be a 4th outfielder, and then he was thrust into duty as we went through, I think we had 3 outfield injuries for starters. He ended up having to play. We liked him so much we brought him back for the 81 season, and his contract was going to be due up. He was crushing it for us, and against some of the fans' wishes, we ended up trading him away, and then he went on to do pretty well for other teams. So he gets a base hit into right field to lead off the bottom of the third. I think he's got revenge on his mind. Here's the number 9 hitter, Ruben Omar. Is he going to be going on Kennedy? He is, and he successfully steals second base. So MORENO in scoring position here. 0-1 count to Ruben Omar. Now it's 2-1. High fly ball to center. Lemon will make the catch near the wall. MORENO will tag. What we're going to do here is we're going to pull third base in. So if the ball is hit to Brett, we can hold MORENO. Otherwise, we'll give up that run if we have to. Full count to Gonzalez. Oh, he flips it out to right field. That should score the run anyway. It does. It's all tied at 1. So MORENO making it happen with his legs as the Blue Jays manufacture a run. HUSON pops out in the foul ground, and we're going to the top of the 4th. With George Brett leading off, we need some of these left-handers to get something going for us here. Brett popping it up. I mean, in real life, Brett was such a great hitter, even in 1984, and yet I feel like he's kind of washed up in this game. And with all the errors that he's committed, you know, he just goes under 300 as Matt Williams strikes out Ken Smith. And I don't know. Glenn Wilson, with 2 down, lines out to first, and we're moving on to the bottom of the 4th. Vic Rodriguez leading off. He shoots it to right, and Glenn Wilson makes the catch. Glenn Wilson, I have a lot of faith in out there. I don't think he's going to be... you know, like, Gibby has a good rating, but we know he was not a really good defender in real life. Glenn Wilson was a good defender, so I feel like every time a ball goes out to right field, he's going to make the play. And a good bounce back inning for Petry as he gets some 1-2-3, striking out his 3rd batter for SABO there. We go to the top of the 5th inning with Greg Brock leading off. Game's moving along now. Sorry about that long pregame. Thought I would share the misfortune of my car impounded by the federal government. Runner on first. All you can do, guys, is just laugh about it. I mean, like, nobody died. Except for maybe Gibson's swing. So that's the 2nd time striking out today. And then Lemon strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Matt Williams, the pitcher Matt Williams. 5 strikeouts as Terry Kennedy flips it to left field. And Williams is through 5, looking pretty good. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's UPSHAW, McGRIFF, and Moreno. We got 2 lefties here, starting with UPSHAW. Ground ball to 3rd, 50-50 chance. Brett makes the play. He does make it. There we go. I guess it's probably like an 88% chance, right? I think his fielding percentage is like 889 or something before today's game. Oh, McGriff just crushes it into the gap for a double. That is McGriff's 2nd double of the year, 2nd extra base hit of his career. So runner on 2nd. Omar Moreno at the plate, and he gets a base hit to right. So Moreno is out for revenge. That makes it 2-1. Back-to-back hits given up by Petry. 1 out for Omar Moreno, and Moreno gets thrown out at 2nd. It was actually Ruben AMARO at the plate, but nonetheless, Kennedy guns him down for out number 2. Toronto on the verge of running themselves right out of the inning, and then Petry walks AMARO. I don't know if Petry's got much left for this game. He's given up 2 hits and a walk here. Make it 3. So this could be the last batter as Gonzalez gets a base hit. It's Jeff HUSON. I feel like we're leaving him in 1 batter too much. He's only thrown 64 pitches, for crying out loud. Yeah, there's a good base hit. So that's it for Petry. I guess we bring in Gumpy Gumpert. Yep, he's been in 2 games. 4.50 ERA, couple strikeouts, couple walks. Let's see if he can get Vic Rodriguez. 2-2 count, and he strikes him out. All right, so we limit the damage to 2 runs. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Matt Williams is pitching like Matt Williams, the 3rd baseman, hits, which is good. Strikes out another batter. Lou Whitaker is garbage this year. Trammell flies out. What was the last hit we've had? Can't even remember anymore. Wow. He is dealing 7 strikeouts. Let's see if Gumper can give us another inning here. Moseby flying out to center. SABO. 0-1 count. Base hit the center. Maybe a double. Oh. Lemon gets it back in quickly. So a runner on first, 1 down. Willie UPSHAW at the plate. Pulls it into right field, where Wilson will make the catch. 2 down, runner on first, and the catcher Terry McGRIFF is at the plate. Ground ball to first. Brock, the Brock Nest monster, making the play. We're going to the top of the 7th inning. Tigers are down a pair of runs, and I feel like the further we go along, we're going to get our shot, right? God bless it. 8 strikeouts for Williams through 6 1/3. Just run into a buzzsaw today. Glenn Wilson grounding out. We got nothing. Oh, it's an error by the second baseman, Rodriguez. Maybe this is our opportunity here. I like Brock Nest Monster up. He's batting .396. He's 2 for 2 today. He's got half of our hits. Let's see if he's got another shot here. No, fly ball to center. Two down. Here's Gibby. He struck out both of his plate appearances. And the ground ball to second. Oh, it's an infield single. Gibby beating it out. Good hustle. It's first and second now. That's our 5th hit. Chet Lemon, he struck out both times. He's due. That's what we say. Pop up into foul ground. And we are going to the bottom of the 7th. Gumpy Gumpert did his job. Good job by him. All right. We're going to bring in the creeper, Paul Gibson. I mean, this is his 4th appearance, and he's only got 2 outs so far. He's given up a couple of hits. So we're going to need him to give us a full inning here of work. Omar MORENO, he's 2 for 2 on the day, and he batted .333 versus lefties. As MORENO flies out to left. There we go. Good job by the creeper. 1 down. Ruben AMARO Jr. strikes out. All right. I like what I'm seeing here. We'll let Gibson pitch to Gonzalez as Houston's up next as a lefty. Full count. And he walks him. Yeah, of course he does. The old strikeout walk combo. So Houston's up. He's a lefty, as I mentioned. This should be an advantage to Gibby. Nope, basically no. All right. So couldn't even get a full inning of work. We are definitely overusing our bullpen here. We're going to go to Roy Thomas, who had a rough start. He's bounced back in his last couple outings. We just need him to get an out. Nope. 4-1, Toronto. Why? I mean, Toronto, all of their wins have come against us. This game's over, so we'll just let him pitch here. Yeah, Toronto's won 3 games this year, and they've won them all against Detroit. That's pretty pathetic. Kennedy strikes out, 9 Ks for Williams. Whitaker grounds out. And TRAMMELL grounds out. Bottom of the 8th inning. SABO popping it up. One down. Here is Willie UPSHAW. And McGriff strikes out. Good job by Thomas. A new fielder, Steve Davis, not the pitcher Steve Davis, the shortstop Steve Davis, who we have his card that was created by Jeremy DeYoung. Good job by him. We still have a few of these cards from the 81 season that are popping up in the game. I'd like to give him credit where credit's due. Those were awesome job by him. Every time a player got traded, he made a new card. Like, it was amazing. He had, in real time, ball players showing up on their new teams that didn't even exist in real life. It was so cool. That was a lot of fun. If you are following this season, you didn't follow the 81 season, that was the strike-shortened year. So we only played 110 games. This is the last out right here. And as I said, Jeremy DeYoung created cards every time. The game gave us a junk run there on the home run by Glenn Wilson, his first of the year. And then Brock dumps it into right center field for out number 3. That's the ball game. A complete game victory for Matt Williams. Tigers lose 4-2. You know, that's not the worst thing that's happened to me this week. Now, we do have an off day here, so we're going to advance a day after it's done simulating. There may be a trade offer. So, we should be patient here. There is a trade offer. So, the Orioles are offering us their catcher, Ray Smith, who's had 2 complete years of starting for them and has improved every year. He's 28 years old. But he goes to arbitration at the end of the year. And the Orioles, who have no money, they cannot afford to pay another player. He would be our best catcher if we traded for him. He's actually okay defensively. He's got gap power, which is why he had 37 doubles last year. And all they want in return is our draft pick from 1982, Roberto Kelly, who is down in single-A ball. He batted .291 last year, and he's up to .358. Defensively, he has not been good yet. He's not at average in any of the outfield positions. I feel like that would be a desperation move for us to get rid of one of our prospects for another catcher. We would have to get rid of a catcher in return. We can't have 3 catchers on the Major League roster. So I'm going to say no, although that might not be the worst trade offer I've ever seen. So we're going to play a day in advance here to get ready for the Brew Crew, who are just crushing it. I believe they have 3 batters in the top 10 in batting average right now. So no trade offers on that day. Let's take a look at the standings. Yeah, we're 5-7. We've already lost more games than the Tigers lost in real life in 1984 through 40 games. So yeah, we're not doing good. I got to get my head in the game here. Yeah, the Yankees are 11-2, and Oakland's 10-3, leading their divisions in the National League. Philadelphia is 11-3, and Los Angeles and San Diego are battling it out. San Diego went to the World Series in '84, so they're looking like a decent squad. Let's take a look at the headline news. Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Yeah, I didn't even advance it from my replay that I did. Tigers are more shit on the Blue Jays, yeah. New York hammers Toronto pitching for 23 runs. Oh my gosh. They scored 23 runs against Toronto before. Wait, what? What's happening? Oh, that was the day off. Okay, so the game advanced to the day off. Well, we got to look at the box score, don't we? Gosh, Toronto. Oh my gosh. A 9-run second inning. Why couldn't they give up 23 runs to us? Scott Sanderson got the win. Scott Nielsen got a 3-inning save. That makes sense. Dennis Worth hit a home run. Steve Kemp got his 4th. Dave Steve gave up 10 runs in 1 2/3. Oh my gosh. Wow. And their bullpen was totally healthy. They just pitched a shutout. A complete game, I should say. Let's take a look at transactions. What do we got going on here? Tony Gwynn got that extension. We knew that. Broderick Perkins had a 21-game hit streak come to an end. That is 4 20-plus game hitting streaks coming to an end this week. And then Larry Pashnick, former Tiger we traded to Houston, is going to miss 13 days after making his first start of the year. We just never gave him a chance. That's too bad. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Oh, man, what a day. We are going to, I got nothing to do. I'm stuck at home. I'm going to go ahead and play some more baseball games today. We're definitely going to play a Seattle Pilots game. And then I think I'm going to have a baseball card video coming up today, too. I got a notification that I will have a delivery today. We're going to give player of the game to Greg Brock. He had 2 hits, drove in a run, had a double. Glenn Wilson had the junk home run. It doesn't matter. Petry took the loss. Paul Gibson, the creeper, gave up a run. Gumpy Gumpert and Roy Thomas working on getting those ERAs down. Matt Williams was dominant. He's 1-1 on the year. He had 9 strikeouts in 9 innings. Good job by him. So that's going to do it. So we're going to see you later on today. I'll see you before I'll see my car again. So until then, everyone, have a great day.